Hey, this is Elmo from Evangelion Abridged, and I just wanted to do a quick Draw My Life in honor of 10K on how I became, well, Elmo from Evangelion Abridged. So, hope you guys enjoy this. Sorry for the horrible drawing skills and overall lazy, everything. But hopefully you guys can come to learn more about me. So, stay tuned. So, for starters, I was born in the USA. I was a winter baby, and an angry one at that. Wasn't really the biggest fan of most people growing up, so yeah. Besides being an American patriot, I grew up really loving Elmo, and I could do a really good impression up till about, I'd say, 8th grade when my balls finally dropped. Speaking of balls, wiener. I'm just kidding, it's a smiley face. Yeah, I can't do it anymore. All right, moving on. Around the time I got to elementary school, I started to realize something. I was the shortest one by quite a decent margin. I was probably about an inch or two off from being a dwarf. Now, confidence-wise growing up, it wasn't the best, but, as you get older, you learn to deal with it. I'm happy to say I'm a confident, strong 5'7" now. But, growing up, it wasn't the easiest. I had a lot of people laughing at me and picking on me, etc. But I didn't care, because, I'm lower to the ground, easier to kick them in the balls, I guess. So, yeah, that's what you can see from the stunning visuals here. Yep. Yeah, good old Bobby Hill technique. We gotta flip them off, too, of course. So, yeah. All right, let's get this over with. So I wasn't exactly a city boy growing up, but at the same time I wasn't a cowboy either. As you can see from the detailed drawing of the nearest by city, I was not indeed a city boy, as I just exclaimed earlier. I'm drawing a little farm here, like Moo Moo Meadows. I don't know if any yins played Mario Kart. So I wasn't born there either, though. You're going to see a big X. Yep, here it comes. I was a suburbs child. Nothing bad with it. I was drawing a little Venn diagram up there, something I learned in English class. Gonna do my little erasing and stall for another half hour. All right, get to it. Get to it, Elmo. What the fuck are we doing? Come on. Get your marker out. What are you doing? Okay, here we go. We're drawing something now. Spelling. So, I don't know if any yins noticed from the introduction of this video, I spelled abridged wrong, which is kind of important when your entire series is dependent on it. I'm adding a little... Yeah, I'm supposed to have a D there. Growing up, I was not the smartest student. I was far from it, actually, but I always maintained good grades. Otherwise, I'd get my ass whooped. Also, I like to work hard. Despite my many shortcomings, I'd always try and find my way around it. What am I drawing here? Oh, yeah, this is a funny little story. I actually spelled my middle name wrong on the standardized testing. I'm making a little, joke about John E. I just picked a random fucking name. My name is not Johnny, nor is it John E. Let's see what I'm drawing here. Oh, so growing up, I was a very fat kid. I remember... when my parents didn't make something I liked, they just would feed me cookies or cheesecake or something. Although I can't have it as much, I adore cheesecake. I ate a lot of what looks like meatballs, pasta. What's this going to be, Nutella? Meat, yeah, meat and meatballs. And then sugar, yeah. I mean, I had grandma, not a grown-up, so lots and lots of sugar, always well-fed. For any yins that grew up fat, you know how it is. All right, back to the drawing board. Let's see what story we got next. Oh, okay, so this is a story of sports. Now, I did a lot of sports over the years, pretty much every single one. Although I didn't take the time to draw them all out. I've played at least 9. I was never really happy in sports, mainly due to the community. Also just due to medical limitations, but I was never truly happy until I started playing Ultimate Frisbee in high school. In college, I play for a club team. I'm a captain, so that's nice. I spent a lot of time committing to lacrosse, but it wasn't healthy for me, and I didn't really have any good friends there. There were a few people I really loved. Sadly, I did have to drop the sport, though, for many numerous reasons, mostly because my knees could not take it. On top of that, assholes. So it is what it is. Whew, okay, next story here seems to be... Oh, middle school. Yeah, I was not a big fan of middle school. As you can see from my aesthetics, middle school was not fun for me. I think if you peaked in middle school or you had fun in middle school, you're probably the reason someone else had a horrible time. Like, if you're like, oh, there was never any assholes in middle school. You were probably that asshole. So, yeah. Just live with that on your conscience. I remember one time, for example, now, I had already had the whole hallway smelling like provolone because I had one of those milk cartons I stored in my locker and let it sit for like 8 months, and it just turned into a block of cheese by the end of the year. But this specific story, every day after lunch, I would take a full water bottle and I would stack it in my locker to see how many I could get over the year. And at this time, I probably had like about 110, and they were all stacked up, as you can see from my luscious drawing. And one of my friends, in quotations that I can't do with my hands because I'm drawing, he came by, and as a joke, I'm doing the little finger quotes again, he came by and kicked down all 110 water bottles out of my locker. They go spilling out in the hallway everywhere, and, that wasn't really pleasant. I had to pick those up, and my teachers were screaming at me, even though it really wasn't my fault. I know I was stupid, but I didn't have malicious intent, when I was doing all these locker experiments. I got bullied a lot in middle school, and I remember having to get 4 janitors come with me to help lift this bag of, water bottles into the trash can because it was so heavy. It was like 100 pounds, and I had to drag it across the whole school to the nearest trash can, so that wasn't a pleasant experience. I had people wipe ass rags in my face and many other things, so yeah, middle school wasn't exactly the best. That's a time I'd rather forget. And on a more serious note, I do want to talk about, my faith. And this has nothing to really do with it. Mainly the point is, it helped save me from suicide, actually. I was very suicidal in middle school. As you can see, I don't draw it well, but before, finding Christ, I was on the verge of suicide. And for anyone who, also is in this situation, just from my personal experience, don't do it. I couldn't imagine, what would happen if I would have ended it so early on. I mean, I had so much potential I wouldn't have lived up to. I never would have made this project. I never would have built a community. I would have never met so many people that, loved and cared for me. So I really, really recommend you guys talk to someone, find help, whoever it may be. I promise there's someone out there for you. On a more positive note, high school was actually pretty decent. The teachers were somewhat nice. Not even somewhat. Really just everyone in general seemed to chill out by the time we got to high school. So, I was really happy about that because, I gave it my all and they respected that and they weren't mean for no reason. So, I remember growing up, the teachers probably bullied me more than anyone. And then next in line, it was actually the girls and then the guys who bullied me the least. But that's not saying much because, these people set the bar very, would it be high or low in this instance? I don't know. I got bullied a decent amount from really everyone. I just feel like I'm trauma dumping this whole, draw my life, but I can't really think of anything else interesting that happened. But as you can see, I got bullied by chicks the worst. Can you believe that? Now, once I got to high school, things didn't get much better. Nowadays, I have all there is in the world. People are starting to realize how sexy Elmo is, and I didn't have to deal with any small dick teachers yelling at me about random bullshit. So, I love my teachers, my professors, or whatever you want to call them, but, yeah. Okay, what are we drawing here? Oh, okay, so it was around, I think, middle school? Very early, maybe late elementary school. I'm going back a little here. I got into Dragon Ball Z, and this was my first, experience with anime besides, of course, Pokemon. Yeah, but Dragon Ball Z was awesome growing up. I watched the Kai dub, and everything from the intro to the visuals to the voice acting was just stellar. Every minute of it I loved, and it really was an inspiration for me. The OG, all the voice actors I love. I'm still waiting for that Chris Sabat cameo, and yeah. Now, over time, I started experimenting with more anime. I think it was Naruto is what I watched next, and I don't care if it's pronounced Naruto. You can suck it. One Piece was next. My overall watching speed, I would just watch like 50 episodes, not pick it up for 2 years, and then continue on. I remember I took a break right at Water 7 of all things. FLCL was one of my favorites. That's what got me into Gainax, and of course, as you're about to see, Gainax is what got me into, drumroll please, I'm going to speed this up. Never mind, here it is. Neon Genesis Evangelion. Good old NGE. NGE was, it was great, but to this day, I'm still surprised I started this whole dub. And to be honest, I really do think the main reason why is just because of how much I love the community. They were funny. There's really not much else to say about it. Obviously, some overused jokes. But, they're funnier the 10,000th time, so we don't mind it. Okay. What am I drawing here? Oh, okay, so, as you guys may have seen, we have a Discord. We did a lot of rough dubbing, so that kind of took a while, but, me and Guillermo had a lot of fun during it. It was kind of a wacky, stupid experience. Trying to draw here, laughing emoji or laughing face, but, I'll just write it out instead because I can't draw for shit. But, as you can see, we had a lot of fun dicking around, recording the rough dub, making stupid jokes. Yeah. Man, I do not want to watch this back. This is terrible. Okay. This might be the last. Okay, so Instagram, yeah. So, of course, this whole thing is celebrating 10,000 followers on Instagram. Monumentous. I don't believe it whatsoever. Yeah, but, of course, we transferred over to our YouTube channel. Instagram was always nice. I always wanted to make content, but I really just never had a platform. And I was always too embarrassed to upload shit like that on a personal account. Over time, though, I started losing sleep. I still got to get, an MRI done or something because I have an eternal migraine that is just frequently continuing 24/7. I have not been sleeping really more than, 3 hours a day since I started this thing. I've kind of had to bear a lot of weight, but, besides all the drama from certain creators, I've had my mods to help me through it, who I can't describe how helpful they are. They have single-handedly, carried this entire project on their backs. So, if yins are watching this, thank you for helping us get to 10K, and to all my fans or OnlyFans or YouTube, Instagram, wherever you're coming from, thanks again, guys. Seriously, I do appreciate this more than you can imagine. I'm sorry for the shitty quality and everything else, but yeah, hold on, we gotta wait for it. Thanks for watching, guys. That was Draw My Life. I saw LA Beast and SML do this, so yeah.